Here are our top 3 defensive priorities. All right, our first defensive priority is to defend the basket. We have to defend the basket. You could pick up the ball or pick up players real well, but if there's no one defending the basket, the ball's going to get there too easily. We first have to pick up the basket. The second thing is we pick up the ball, and we like to have ball pressure. All right, so pick up the ball and put some ball pressure on there. Our third responsibility is we defend 1.5. All right, let me explain what the 1.5 is. It's a great concept. We often say, kids, you know, you want to be either in a pistol stance or you see your man in the ball, those kinds of things. But if we're in a 1.5, if the basketball is here, and let's put players anywhere that you want on the floor, inside, outside, doesn't matter. But if the basketball's here and we have someone guarding the basketball, our number 2 priority is ball pressure. And I'm going to explain a couple things there in a moment. This player needs to be, this defender here needs to be defending 1.5. 1 is the player you're guarding, 0.5 is the basketball. So therefore, if we're in a 1.5, this player has got to guard 1 and half the basketball. This player has got to guard, the defensive player here has got to guard 1 and half the basketball, which might put him over here. This player on defense is guarding 1, half the basketball, guarding 1, half the basketball. So if everybody is in 1.5, we are always guarding the player you're responsible for, and you're always guarding half the basketball. It is so difficult for the ball to get to the rim when players are in a 1.5. So you guard the player that you're guarding and half the basketball. A lot of times on defense, especially with the younger kids, the player guarding this player might be in this position, but their eyes are going this direction and have no clue where the basketball is. All they're doing is guarding their player. So they're not in a 1.5, they're just in a 1. So we want players to be in a 1.5. And whether or not you use denial or not use denial or whatever, that's just another concept that we may or may not want to add or introduce. But 1.5, as soon as you start getting your kids to defend 1.5, they have a better understanding of where to be on the floor. Notice how all these players are lined up real close to the center of the floor. The high eye and the low eye on defense, or tandem on defense, is you've got 2 players. We used to say if you're 2 passes away, 1 foot in the key, 1 foot outside the key, head in front of the basket, defend the nail, all those kinds of things. But as soon as we start introducing the concept of 1.5, kids were in better position more often, and our team defense really improved. 1.5.